Welcome back to the channel. And if it's your first time, welcome to the channel. I'm Mr. Empower of Mr.EmpowerTV. And today we're talking about a massive milestone, Africa's richest man. And if you don't know who this is, it is none other than Aliko Dangote. And he has amassed a net worth of 30 billion US dollars, right? So let's break down how he did this, where he started, and what it means for Africa's economy. So what we're going to do is we're going to transition over to a short video of him talking about his aspirations for Africa in the next few years. So let's check this out.
Actually turn Africa into a heaven in the next 5 years. It doesn't take time.
So
because I mean, like what I keep saying, you need to think big, then you grow big. You think small, you never grow.
Okay, but the reality is right now we're still relying on foreign partners. To create more African banks is going to take some time. So what's your solution?
Well, the solution is that right now people have seen exactly what what they've been doing. We don't expect the international banks to do, but we should also make sure that we have you see, for us to grow, we need a very strong financial institutions. We need to have good manufacturing base. We need to also face agriculture. All the other artificial intelligence and co, they will follow. It's part of the growth.
So we just said a thing, right? So it reminds me of Maslow's hierarchy of needs, right? So before we can work on higher order processes like self-actualization, accomplishing a large amount of wealth, we have to focus on the necessities. So the feelings of belonging, safety, food, and things of that nature, right? So build the infrastructure first.
But once we do that, we focus on our own mineral sources. I am telling you, Africa will be totally a different story. You know, people now always come and talk about corruption. Of course, Africa is not the only place that you have corruption. Corruption is all over the place. The only difference is that our corrupt people, when they steal the money, they take it, they fly the money out of the continent. If they continue to invest here, fine, then the economy will grow. I mean, I apologize with respect to maybe countries like Indonesia before. I'm not talking about now. During Suharto, are you saying that there was no corruption? Of course, there was corruption. In all Thailand, corruption, everywhere. But they were able to grow just because they did not do what we are doing in Africa, taking the money out of the continent, out of their Asian region. Okay, so I'm not saying that I encourage. All what I'm saying is that there's no society, whether it's America, whether it's Europe, everywhere that you think of, there is corruption. But our own is totally different, where now you deprive your country of the money, you deprive your family of the money, because you won't tell your family you've stolen money. So, you deprive everybody, then you now go and hide the money somewhere. When you die, the money will go into the banking system.
This is brilliant. I mean, I've never thought of corruption in this way.
To tell you the truth, okay, like now, somebody was asking me a question. I sent some people came to visit our own fertilizer, and I was telling them that, I've said it before in one forum, that in the next 40 months, Africa will not import fertilizer from anywhere. We have a very aggressive trajectory right now. We want to put Dangote fertilizer to be the largest producer of fertilizer, of urea, bigger and higher than Qatar. And watch me, 40 months. Give me 40 months.
All right, guys, so what do you think about that? I think, as he said, that when you amass wealth, no matter how, in Africa, that you should spread it throughout the continent first, because I noticed a lot of times, like you said, that when individuals amass a lot of wealth, they either go to Europe, they go to the West and invest there, right? When we could be building that infrastructure um, right at home in Africa. So, if you guys are unfamiliar with Aliko Dangote, right, let me give you a little bit of a background on him. He's a Hausa visionary, right? So he was born April 10th, 1957 in Kano State, Nigeria. He comes from a business-minded family where his great-grandfather, Alassane Dantata, was once West Africa's richest man, right? And he started selling sweets as a kid, so he's always had that entrepreneurial spirit very early. He founded the Dangote Group in 1977 as a small trading firm. They were importing rice, sugar, and cement at the time. And they shifted from trading to manufacturing, right? So that local production became his power move. And I was listening to another interview where the former president of Nigeria gave him a call. It's 5 a.m., wakes him up, and he asks, "Can we meet at 7 a.m.?" So he says, "The first flight doesn't leave till 7. I can't be there at 7. I can be there at 9. So they meet 9. He has a couple questions for him. He's like, "Hey, why are you importing cement?" Right? He's like, I can get it cheaper. So it's like, "Well, what do you need for me to do it here?" He's like, I need to get it at the same rate here that I can for importing, right? Okay, boom. It's like, let's do it. And to look at that small conversation, small interaction to where he is now, right, is amazing to see, because for the Dangote Group, they're broken down into a few industries, right? Dangote Cement, which supplies over 40 million tons annually across Africa. And then Dangote Refinery. So they have a $20 billion project producing 650,000 barrels a day across Africa. So it's the largest, right? And of course, they're producing sugar, flour, and salt. They're dominating the West African food market. And he also has the Dangote Foundation, where he focuses on education, health, and economic empowerment, right? So he didn't just chase money. He built systems that make other people wealthy too. So you're not a boss until you make other bosses, right? So the key takeaways for today, other than him being, a powerhouse in economic development and growth for Nigeria and Africa at large, is to, as an individual entrepreneur or company, start local, think continental, reinvest in your own economy, and turn scarcity into opportunity. So, Aliko Dangote, from the house of streets of Kano to global billionaire status, right? So if you liked this message, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, peace.